Hello, kindergarten scientist. You know that you've been working to be a scientist, helping to figure out the answer to this question. Why are there no monarch caterpillars in the garden? That's right. The food that the monarch caterpillars is no longer in the garden. And we know monarch caterpillars only like to eat milkweed. What do they like to eat? That's right, milkweed. Well, sometimes when you discover the answer to a question or a solution to a problem, that gives you the energy and inspiration to change something. So, we're going to figure out how we can put milkweed plants back in the garden and think about how they're going to grow. Last week, we looked at pictures of Mrs. Ray's pots. She has three different pots: the white pot, pink pot, and black pot. Two of the milkweed seeds grew into plants, but one did not. Hmm. We have to figure out, why did two milkweed seeds become plants, but the other did not? What are your ideas about that? Okay. Yeah, you know that plants need light. Say it. Plants need light. And you also know that plants need water. You think maybe there's been a problem with giving the plants light and water? That could be true. Good thinking, scientist. Well, today we're going to investigate more the answer to this question. What does it look like when plants grow? I love this picture of sunflower seeds that are sprouting. Notice how all the parts are developing. And finally, we see a big, beautiful sunflower. That plant has been developing so beautifully. In the last lesson, we read about plants of a part. What are the names of the parts of a plant? Well, let's look at this picture, and I want you to point to the different parts of it as you name those pictures. I'm going to make it nice and large for you. Here's a big, beautiful sunflower. Actually, this is a different kind of plant. So here's a plant that is growing. It has different parts that make up the whole plant. Okay, scientists, point to the wiggly part of this plant that is taking in the water under the soil. And I want you to say the name with me. Say roots. Roots. That's right. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and say roots. Now remember, if the plant gets the sunlight and the water it needs, it starts to sprout even more parts. Now I want you to touch that long, tall part and say stem. Stem. That's right. What's another part of this plant that you can identify? Ooh, yes. Say leaves. Amazing. And this beautiful purple part of this particular plant is the flower. Say flower. Amazing. And then in that circular part of the diagram, we see these small little plant parts that we call seeds. So that is a really great diagram of a plant, and you know that all of those parts are present when the plant is growing. When we see just one flat green part, we call it a leaf. Everybody make your leaves. Good. And when there's one leaf, we say leaf. You say it. One leaf. One leaf. When there's more than one leaf, like such as two leaves or three leaves or maybe even 10 leaves, we don't say leaves. We say leaves. You say it. Leaves. Excellent. And I hope today you look out of your window and you can identify many different kinds of leaves. Here's what that big important science word looks like. Leaves. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time and then I want you to say it to someone next to you. Leaves. Good job. Now whisper it. Leaves. Excellent. Another very important science word we're talking about and using a lot, scientists, is the word stem. Say stem. Yes, the stem is the plant part that holds up the plant. And you know that the leaves are the part of the plant that takes in the light. Okay, now we're going to be using everything we've observed and been learning to do our next activity. Last week we watched radish seeds growing into plants. Well, today you're going to look at these cool plant cards. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 plant cards. I want you to put them in order for me. Here's what they look like. You have a special page called the Plant Growth Sequencing page, and I want you to put these pictures in order. So you can pause the video if you want, look at your sheet. It looks like this, and I want you to observe the pictures of the plant growing. This shows the plant and how it developed its parts, but these pictures are not in order. I need you to put the number 1 in front of the picture that looks like the event of the plant's life that happened first. So then, after you think about how that plant starts out as a seed, which is the first event, I want you to notice how that plant is growing parts. And you're going to label the second thing that happens that shows us the plant is growing. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 plant cards. So you need to put a 1 in the first picture at the first picture that shows the first thing that happens to the plant. The second thing that happens to the plant gets a 2. The third thing that happens to a plant gets a 3. And that last event that shows the tallest, most well-grown plant, that gets a 4. Okay, I want you to stop the video and do that activity. I'll see you really soon, as soon as you're done putting those events of the plant growing in order, okay? I can't wait to see you soon. Hi, scientists. I know you finished writing a 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the picture that shows the plant's growth sequence. Okay, now I want to explain the second page of your activity. Are you ready? I'm going to make this page nice and large so we can really look at it. Okay, you said that the first picture that shows the plant growing is the picture of the seed. Then I'm pretty sure you put a 2 next to the picture that shows the plant sprouting with its roots and its little leaves. Then you put the taller plant picture as step 4 of the plant sequence, and the tallest plant picture is the 4th picture. Well, scientists, it's really good that you were able to put the plant growth pictures in order. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to take data. I want you to say, we will take data. And data means numbers or qualitative words that explain what you are observing. And scientists, we love to count. So we're going to be counting and recording. Okay, what are we counting and recording, Miss Suhan? Well, you're going to count and record the number of leaves in each picture. So in the first picture with the seed, the number of leaves, let's look. There are no leaves. And in math and science, we use the number 0 to show that there is no observable leaf in the picture. And a 0 looks like this. I'm taking my little pen out and I'm writing it too. A 0 looks just like this. So there are 0 leaves. Okay. Then we're going to count the leaves on the second picture. Let's see, 1 and 2. Ooh, I'm going to put the number 2 right on the line. Now, I am not going to count the leaves in the third or fourth picture. You're going to do that, and you're going to write the number of leaves on these lines. I know you're going to do a good job with that because you've been counting with your classroom teachers. The next thing you're going to do after you put those numbers in is you're going to record how tall the plants are. But we're not going to be using a ruler. Sometimes we use customary units, and sometimes we're given the science tools we need just on our data sheets. So the way that we're going to count the height is by counting the lines on the side of the plant picture. So it says, record how long the stem is in each picture. Okay, count the spaces on the tool on these pictures to figure out how long or tall the stem is. Well, we have our little seed picture, and there's no stem. So the height of the stem, is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 0? That's right. It's 0 because there's no stem. It hasn't grown yet. But look at our second picture. We've got a little seed with roots and a stem, and that stem is reaching up to the first tick mark on our tool. And that first tick mark represents the number 1. Ooh, it grew 1 mark. Awesome. Okay, so you're going to write the number of leaves and you're going to count the spaces on the tool to write the height of the plant. I'm very excited to see how you do that. Stop the video and do that now. I'm very happy to tell you that I know you notice that as the plant grows, it gets taller. What else happens to the plant as it grows? Does it stay with the same plant parts or does it add more plant parts? That's right, more plant parts grow. Well, let's pretend, as you know we love to do, and let's act out being a growing seed and a growing plant. Okay, I want you to hug your body and say, I am a seed. I am a seed. You know a seed does not have any leaves or a stem. So to show that little seed that you are, hug your knees and say, I am a seed. I am a seed. You got your light and water, and now you're growing roots. Push out your feet, and I want you to say, roots. I've got roots. Good job. You got more light and water, and now you have a stem. Put up your stem. Excellent. And you're continuing to grow because you got more light and water. And I want you to say, I got more light and water, and now I have my leaves. Good job. You are a growing, thriving, beautiful plant. So now we've looked at a lot of different pictures and we've acted things out. And we know that when plants grow, they get bigger and have new parts that were not there before. Well, let's go back to Miss Ray and think about what might have happened to Miss Ray's milkweed seeds that she planted. Remember that milkweed seeds are very fluffy. And this is what they looked like before she planted them. Miss Ray has 3 pots. I want you to observe with me. Which seed grew the most? Oh, yes, be the plant pot that grew the most. Yes, that's right. Which one is it, the white, pink, or black pot? Yeah, the white pot grew the most. How do you know? The plants are the tallest and they have the most parts. Good thinking. Which seed grew the least? That means it didn't grow. It grew the littlest amount out of all of the plants. That's right. The seed in the black pot, it didn't grow at all. So we know that it grew the least because there are no plant parts that are visible. Excellent. What do you think might have happened to the seeds in the pink pot? Maybe the pink pot seeds didn't get as much light and water as they needed to be as tall as the other plant in the white pot. Yeah, and what about the seeds in the black pot? They might not have gotten any water. Good thinking. Okay, scientists, I can't wait to see you soon. I hope you're noticing leaves, stems, and things that are growing all around you. I'm very happy to be sharing this lovely adventure in plant life with you, and I'll see you really soon. Bye, my scientists.